But this is the old man part.
Yeah. Deborah Cox, nobody's supposed to be here. So last week, I was in Atlanta working, and every time I'm in Atlanta, I try to take time to visit my daughter and my granddaughter, Ryan and Nola. And Nola is a COVID baby, so for a very long time, all she wanted was her mother, and I would come, and she would run away, or she would cry. As a matter of fact, when I saw her Wednesday, I was in between scenes. I had 4 or 5 hours downtime, so I decided to go see her. We met for dinner, and of course, in the middle of a restaurant, she acted a fool. But then, the first time ever, she started looking at me and talking to me and hugging me and kissing me. It was like something that she'd never done before. At one point, she grabbed my face in her hands. She looked at me and she kissed me and she laughed. She said, "I kiss him," because my name is him. And of course, my daughter was emotional. She shot the video. I posted the video. And while there were many people who thought it was a loving notion, there were several people who thought that it was inappropriate for a grandfather to kiss his granddaughter. Now, it made me, I didn't get angry. I didn't get irritated. It made me very sad. It made me very sad because it is a shame that so many people, both men and women, have been abused, have had their trust abused by people who are supposed to love them, be they grandfathers or sisters or brothers, or they've had their trust taken from them. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of people who have a hard time distinguishing between affectionate and amorous. It was, to me, a very loving gesture. And I remember I posted a couple of times where my daughters, we'd be in New York, and both my daughters would sleep in the room with me, or they would kiss me. And there'd always been a lot of responses, this time a little more than usual. And it made me very sad, because I think that there are so many people in our society who cannot distinguish what is affectionate, what is amorous. So many people in our society have a hard time being affectionate because of what was taken from them. And that makes me sad. Jasmine and I talk all the time, and she talks about openly about how it's hard for her to be affectionate or to have affection shown to her. And I think primarily a lot of people deal with that. And I think that the way that I've known to do it is, and the reason that I think, for me, my relationship with Nola, my granddaughter, is important because it's changed me in a lot of ways. Any other time, I would probably be irritated that something like that happened, or that somebody said something like that. I would think that they were just, silly or trite, or it was crazy. But I think something's happened since she's been around, where I try to be more discerning and try to understand at least a perspective that I perhaps wasn't open to before. She grabbed my face and she kissed me and she laughed, and it meant the world to me. And I think a lot of people saw that. But what a lot of people saw was troubling. And I think that is the state of where we are right now. But I hope to, in my relationship with her, develop a relationship where she knows the difference between affection and amorous. That she knows the difference between somebody who loves her genuinely and deeply and wants nothing but the best from her, and someone who doesn't. I think that, if some of those people would have had me grab her hands and tell her, "No, you can't kiss your grandfather," that would have sent another message. I think that it is a shame that we have so many people who've been through so many trying things, so many people who've had things taken from them, so many people who've been broken in so many ways, that seeing affection, natural affection between a grandfather and his children and his grandchildren troubles them. As a matter of fact, I can't say that I know what people have been through in that regard, and I can't pretend to know, but I can say this. I hope that everybody has at least a few people who love them and want the best for them and can show them affection without wanting anything other than what is best for them, without showing them with true affection and love without entanglements, without reciprocity. I love you. You are, and this is the way I show you my affection. And I know that my children probably get tired of me kissing on them. And you know, maybe one day, some of us won't be around. That'll be an unfortunate thing. That's the end. That's this thing called life. But I hope that through seeing people who are affectionate, even those people, seeing things that are relationships that are appropriate, seeing things that are loving and warm, and open and kind. I hope that people who have had their hearts and their trust broken can see something redemptive. And I know I plan to show that to my granddaughter as long as she'll let me. And don't get excited because I'm sure she'll never let me do it again. It was just something we posted. That's a little note from the GED section. We got the Jazz Report coming up in 15 minutes. It's the D.L. Hughley Show. How long?